Ladies and gentlemen, you are back for another video with DataZero. This is your daily outlook prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence for buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's hop in the charts, facts, data, show you what's going on for the day and the rest of this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, right off the bat, you need to understand, okay? You need to understand what's going on. BBBY, man. Is it trying to squeeze the shorts with a GME? I'm going to talk about that. A little bit of speculation here. Crypto being used to erase the debt. I kept telling you guys, man, and now it doesn't seem so crazy. I told you over and over again, they need the crypto for the debt. We're going to be breaking that down in the crypto section. Let's go ahead and hop in and show you guys what is going on. So AMC unfortunately had a little bit of a pullback. Okay, so I'll show you guys what happened here. We worked our way into this very bullish pennant. We had this bullish consolidation here. Then we broke down, we retested as resistance, and that is bearish, okay? But overall, when in doubt, zoom out. We're looking good. We're still in this overall uptrend. We haven't broken this trend line, so there's a chance for AMC to push back to the upside, but we need to reclaim 295. Now, we were able to close above 296 today, and they did short on us heavily. They loaded up for both AMC and GME, and it's very, very imperative for AMC right now to break back above and hold that 295 level, because if not, we're going to be coming down to about 290, 285. All right, I don't think that's going to be happening just yet, but those would be the price targets if we were to break down. Now, I'm thinking more likely we're going to head back towards $3 in my personal opinion, based off everything I'm seeing here. You guys can see we have the Taylor Swift event, which I might even be going and doing maybe something live or doing a video going to the theaters when that does come out. So be ready and on the watch for that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe as well, because I go live all the time giving you guys information and technicals as they do come out. Now, as far as AMC is concerned, again, we want to see it break back above and hold 295. I think that's what we're going to do, because we did manage to get the pop to the upside here and close back above 295. But right now, we're just kind of consolidating right on the line, and we need to confirm it as support and push back up towards $3. And that's what I think we're going to ultimately do here before the end of the week, giving us that green week. Now, GME is already on track for its green week. It basically consolidated today. It really just pushed up and consolidated. I was expecting maybe even a little bit of a retest of this overall bull flag, maybe coming down and retesting it, but GME has a lot of buy orders here, sitting at about the $26.64 level all the way to $26 even. There is a ton of buy orders. So we popped up to the upside, came down, got those buy orders, and got to pop back up. Every time GME comes down, it gets bought right back up, because they are trying to get shares for those warrants. Now, if you don't know, BBBY stock has, and it does have short interest, has also issuing a special dividend, and this is just speculation. Again, there's a lot of things going on for these particular dates of like October 3rd to October 7th. There's a lot of stuff going on. So for example here, not only is the AMC Taylor Swift event on October 3rd, but BBBY is dropping here their recorded date, so people are going to need shares, shorts are going to need shares before the recorded date for BBBY of October 2nd. Now, note this as well, October 7th is the same time that GME is also delivering their warrants. Again, it says around October 7th, because some people will get them a little bit later because of brokers and stuff like that, but they'll be issuing them out October 7th, and then they'll get distributed to where they need to be. But GME has the recorded date of October 3rd, so there goes that October 3rd date again. Again, I'm not giving dates for anything or anything like that, but it's just weird that all of these things are happening near October 3rd, heading into October 7th. And then if we go ahead and look at the options chain as well, like I pulled up the options chain for those dates, you guys can see that the options chain is showing some activity not only for this week, but moving into that October 3rd into October. You guys can see heavy call action here on GME, 27 all the way to $45. Heavy call action here for that October 3rd date. And then if you go into October 10th, which would be the next one as well, you guys can see heavy call action here for GME as well. So are they expecting GME to start pushing up after that date, heading into that date? That's what I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see continuation to the upside. I think we're going to see continued buying pressure. And then as we go towards October 3rd into October 7th, I think we're going to see even more buying pressure, especially if we're above that $32 to $35 range, which is the blast off zone here for GME, again, after that October 3rd date. So very, very bullish on what we could see here for GME, especially as we move into October. Again, I don't want to get people too hyped up for nothing, but for me personally, this is very exciting. And the fact that not only is BBBY doing something with the warrants, GME is doing something with the warrants, and AMC is doing a major event on October 3rd, it seems like there's going to be a lot of buying pressure and a lot of bullish catalyst happening between that October 3rd and October 7th dates, and we also have option chain activity to back that up as well. Okay, you guys could see that absolute bullish options activity for GME. And then if we look at AMC here for the current expiration date, you guys can see we had some bullish activity, 25,000 in volume on $3 calls, and also 34,000 in open interest for the expiration here for the coming Friday. So very, very bullish on what we could potentially see here for the meme stocks heading into those dates. I think we're going to see continuation up. I think AMC is going to be able to reclaim 295 again. If we don't, we'll come down to 290, 285, but we'll get a bounce, pop back to the upside. We still haven't broken this trend line, so that's why I don't think we're going to come down to 290. I'll be live tomorrow. If we break the trend line, we would be coming down, and I just want to make that very, very clear, but we haven't broke that trend line yet. If we do break it, 290, 285, 282 is where we have support. And then GME has this overall bullish breakout. We might see a retest of the overall bull flag, similar to what we've seen back in the day before we pop to the upside. You guys can see here, if I just go ahead and zoom out, we actually came back down and retested the overall bull flag before absolutely blasting to the upside. So you could see something similar this time as well. Maybe that's why there's all those buy orders down there as well. Maybe with the come back down, retest, and move up. But I think overall GME is looking good. If we did see a little bit of pullback, you'd probably see GME come down to about $26.31, $26, and then start popping back to the upside. So this is looking good for AMC and GME. I think we'll see continuation up, and things are looking bullish. Let's go ahead and move into SPY in the overall market, show you guys what's going on there. And then we will go into cryptocurrency. So SPY had a little bit of a pullback here today after hitting a new all-time high of 667.34. So SPY hit that new all-time high and pulled back. You guys can see that NASDAQ's really still just tracking with my overall prediction. I think we're going to see some recovery here on NASDAQ. RSI was getting really, really hot. So RSI got a little bit of chance to cool down here on NASDAQ and on SPY. 4-hour time frame, 2-hour time frame. You guys can see the RSI is cooling down here on SPY as well. Again, RSI is still hot on these bigger time frames, but it's coming down a little bit at 67. So I think we're still going to continue up, but things were just getting way, way too frothy, and this is why you had to see a pullback. Based off what I'm seeing here, breaking above this overall sloping support and resistance and this movement up in after hours, I'm expecting SPY to recover to 664, 665 here is by tomorrow's close. So I think by tomorrow's close, SPY will have hit or retested and broke above 664, 665 in my personal opinion. Right now in after hours, we're at about 66372. I think we're going to push up from there and then hit those price targets sometime during tomorrow, in my personal opinion. So we'll either retest it or break above and hold those levels, because I'm expecting an overall recovery for SPY and still getting that green week. Now, that doesn't mean that this thing's out of the water just yet, because I think we're seeing cracks in the water right now, cracks in the overall foundation, and I think SPY is going to be pulling back and NASDAQ's going to be pulling back. Remember, we've just been talking about this on a ton of interviews interviews that I've been doing. You guys have seen the Gary Gensler interview and the recent interview with the Fed, how they're talking about the AI bubble. They're talking about it more and more. It's definitely a systemic risk. The main stocks holding up the market right now are like Nvidia, and a few key stocks are basically making up 30 to 40% of the whole entire S&P 500. So if those did start to pull back, you would definitely see the market pull back in a big way. And all that would have to happen for that is the spending would have to stop. That's why I think some of the reasons why rates were cut, in my personal opinion. So I do think we are going to see a top and then pullback correction down for the market. That doesn't mean we can't continue up after the correction down, but things are getting very, very frothy. But right now, RSI was able to cool down on some of these lower time frames. I think we'll see a bounce back to the upside. Coming up, making a new high probably here for NASDAQ and SPY, and then topping out and pulling back here, but I think that's going to be happening next week. So I think we're going to continue up, in my personal opinion. Right now, weekly time frame making a gravestone doji, so this could be the week of topping, and then moving into next week we could start seeing that downside, which is what I'm expecting. But I think we're going to see an overall green week for SPY this week. We do have a possible bullish GDP drop coming out, but that doesn't come out till Thursday, and we have durable goods month over month and existing home sales, so that is what's popping off on Thursday, and those are the next data drops. So this is what we're looking at for SPY in the overall market. Let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on for BTC and crypto, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. So Bitcoin and crypto, ladies and gentlemen, again, in my personal opinion, I know it's scary to some people, but crypto dips are for buying. Whales are accumulating right now. If you guys look at BTC, if you guys look at any of the top coins, you guys can see that there's, first of all, a ton of buy orders waiting to accumulate as soon as crypto comes down. You guys can see that here. I circled that here in the last couple of videos. Now, that doesn't mean we won't see a flush out, because we could definitely see a flush out if Bitcoin can't get back above 113,000. We need to reclaim that level. Right now, it looks like Bitcoin is trying to bottom, but again, we need to see it above that 113K level. If Bitcoin bottoms, it will help all of the altcoins bottom, all right? Now, if we're looking at key coins like XRP, we'll look at ADA real quick as well. I'll show you guys where some of the buy orders are, and this is where smart money is waiting to buy. You guys can see XRP is having buy orders at this 283 level all the way down to 280, so smart money's trying to accumulate there. Obviously, if we drop down to like 250, people are going to be trying to snatch that up. That's an absolute steal for XRP. If you go ahead and look at Cardano ADA right now, and we look at ADA and see where some possible price targets are to pick up some ADA cheap, you guys can see 78 cents here is where we have some buy orders here for ADA. So if you were to see ADA drop down to that, that would be a place that you could look to pick up some ADA cheap, and where smart money is buying. Also 77 down to about 76 cents as well. Again, we might see a little bit more downside here based off the overall crypto market, and being the fact that Bitcoin dominance is still so high. You guys can see, because Bitcoin controls the overall crypto market, Bitcoin dominance is still so high. You guys can see 56.2% here. BTC dominance, only 12.7 ETH dominance. Unless that comes down, Bitcoin is always going to control the market. So Bitcoin needs to recover, and then you'll see altcoins recover. We are seeing some bullish divergence starting to form. 4-hour time frame, RSI trending up, price trending down. So most likely Bitcoin will like flatten out, and it might, might trend down even a little bit more, but it's going to start correcting back to the upside here at some point, and I think it will recover. You really don't want to see Bitcoin lose 108 though, like 108, 109.5, because if we lose that, Bitcoin would flush down. I don't think we're going to see that major of a flush out, because right now, like I said, whales are accumulating, smart money is accumulating, and Bitcoin is in a great buy zone. I showed you guys the Bitcoin rainbow chart showing that we're in the buy zone. Bitcoin heading deeper in the fear, crypto market heading deeper in the fear. This is the fear and greed index for the crypto market. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. You want to buy in fear, sell in greed. You guys can see we're going in the fear. So again, triggering triggering buy signals. You guys can see RSI getting low here on the 4-hour time frame. Anytime it's low on the 4-hour time frame, daily time frame, those are definitely times to scoop an asset up when you see those higher time frames getting oversold. So a lot of things are saying buyers are going to step in. If we were to lose key levels, we could see a little bit more downside, but that would be a buy signal in my personal opinion. I'm very, very bullish on crypto, especially the fact that we are seeing things get solidified like this. Now, people used to say I was crazy and very speculative, but ladies and gentlemen, now other people are saying, other countries are warning other people about it, because they could use crypto and stable coins, and I would have to make a whole video on this topic because it's very, very deep and it's very hard to articulate. But basically, they could use stable coins and Bitcoin to push out the debt to everyone else. Now, they already do this with inflation, but now they could do it with crypto. And the debt is getting crazy, guys. It's a ticking time bomb. And I always told you guys, that's why they're going to bring out the old system, or break down the old system and bring in the new system. The debt is getting crazy, guys. 37.5 trillion. The more it goes up, the faster it grows. It's going to be 38 trillion before we know it, ladies and gentlemen. They want to use crypto, and that's why you're seeing all of this bullish legislation for crypto. And with the new bill that they passed, it goes so deep. With the new bill that they passed, they set it up in a way that it would help assist them use stable coins to push out the debt even further. Again, it's a complex subject, and I would have to break it all down, but they can use stablecoins and BTC to kind of do what they do with inflation to try to relieve and service the debt. And this is what people are warning about. You guys can see Putin advisor claims U.S. using crypto to ease 35 trillion in debt, and that was, just back then. Now it's 37 trillion. And then also you guys can see it's circulating around. Rewrite the rules. 37 trillion U.S. debt sparks wild crypto and gold reset theory as Bitcoin price soars. Again, they want to kind of tell you guys that it's crazy, but it's not crazy. This is the literal plan that they would use. And I would have to break it down in a video, but this is the plan they could use to help get rid of and diminish some of this debt, which is truly out of control. Everyone clearly sees it's out of control. It can't be repaid. So again, Bitcoin's going to remain a hedge against printing money. They're going to keep printing money. The old system is failing. The fiat dollar is failing. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you put your money in an asset that holds its wealth like Bitcoin, and that's because it has 21 million cap and a proof of work. Now, this is your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this, and make sure you guys subscribe. And as always, y'all, I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you subscribe and have fun. Stay safe. Make money. Peace out.